Welcome back, traders. We got Joe Gits, President and Chief Executive Officer of Social Market Analytics. SMA provides subscribers with real-time social sentiment signals, consistently predict movement in specific stocks. The New York Stock Exchange uses their data over secure data network, and it's provided to 70% of the world's banks and is available to hedge funds. So a lot of people out there using the sentiment. What are some of the sentiment winners from your overnight readings from your pre-market edge report?
All right, so here's what we got this morning, guys. It's actually been a really interesting week. We can talk about some of them in a little bit. So we've got current. I'll go over current top 10, current bottom 10 that our subscribers are looking at right now. So in the current, and actually before I get into specifics, we do have a positive bias in the market this week for sure, today for sure. So we've got a lot of significantly strong signals and not a whole lot of negative signals today.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind for your trading activity.
So what do you got for us? Positive.
So what I got today, and you'll recognize some of these names from the Rubicon Technologies number 1, 4.128. And before I get into some of these numbers, 4.128 means people are talking about that security 4 standard deviations more positive than normal.
What's the symbol on that one?
RBCN. There's some downgrades this morning. It's a semiconductor, a specialized semiconductor. RBCN.
Okay.
So this one you're looking for, it's trading down 4 cents right now, but you're looking for a continuation of yesterday's pop in this one.
Absolutely. United Online. So United Online, UNTD 4.06, specialty retailer.
Okay.
Then we have Hewlett Packard, HPQ, obviously. Portfolio. What's interesting is Portfolio, Recovery, and United Online are both in the top list today, as you know, and that's from an article mostly in the Motley Fool. Portfolio Recovery, so I talked about that. Aruba Networks, which is interesting, 3.939. That's telecommunications.
What's the symbol on Aruba?
ARUN.
And we're still talking positive here, right, Joe? Or all these are the
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, pulling
Why?
up.
What's Aruba Networks doing right now?
Up a $1.87.
Up?
Yeah.
Okay. Hawaiian Holdings, Aloha, Regional Airlines, HA, still positive. Trinity Industries, 3.818. That's TRN. MGM Resorts, 3.635. Quanta Services, PWR, they're general contractors. And then American Railcar Industries, 3.576. So those are the top 10 that our subscribers have been looking at this morning.
American
Those are all positive.
What's the symbol for our listeners there?
ARII.
ARII.
And that's one thing that's really interesting about social media is it brings new ideas. A lot of these, you know the symbol right off the bat, but there are other securities that you don't normally talk about that are going to be trading opportunities today. All right. Now we're going to go into negative conversations. And negative conversations this morning. And we only have 4 statistically significant negatives in there right now. But TFM, the fresh market, is a negative 3.445. That means the conversation is 3.4 standard deviations more negative than normal. eHealth, Inc., EHTH. And the fresh market had a bunch of downgrades, I believe. Hormel Foods, HRL, negative 2.684. And then XL, EXEL. And that's biotech, 2.497, negative 2.497. Now that is some other interesting ones that are on the negative conversation list, but not statistically significant. Twitter is one of them, number 10 on the negative list, negative 8.18. And negative 0.818. And that's what's interesting is there's not a whole lot of negative conversations going on right now. And Twitter is reacting to an article this morning in the USA Today about charging for tweets.
Really?
Charging for tweets. I didn't hear that.
Charging for tweets. So it was in USA Today this morning, and it was talking about how if Twitter charged a penny a tweet and social media is the world's greatest source of news aggregation. They're talking about if you charge for a tweet, it will increase the usage by businesses and decrease the amount of garbage that you see in there. So anyway, that's one that I thought was interesting.
So basically charging the user, like the person that's
penny.
tweeting, a penny every time? Wow.
A penny a tweet, yeah.
I don't
USA
know
Today,
that.
I think it's a dumb idea too, but that's what Twitter's reacting to this morning.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so on the ones we talk about every day, Facebook, I'll tell you, Facebook was absolutely fantastic yesterday. Came in obviously because of WhatsApp, the acquisition. It came in as number one on the positive list yesterday, and it traded down hard early in the morning. And I keep looking at our data, and it keeps coming in positive every minute. And
what were the tweets? I mean,
yesterday.
what were they saying? It was positive because they didn't pay $29 billion.
That's right, because they got it for a discount. No, basically what they're saying is it's gonna allow them to get into more mature audiences and obviously outside the U.S. So they were saying it was a good strategic acquisition.
Well, they nailed that. They nailed that.
That was a good call.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Apple this morning, not a whole lot, negative 0.669. Google is almost statistically positive, a 1.982 so far this morning. We just talked about Facebook. Facebook is only a 1.36 positive, so not statistically. Twitter we talked about. IBM, not a whole lot in there. Microsoft, not a lot there. So you got some really strong ones, and then a whole lot not going on. So Chipotle, nothing, negative 0.074, and Green Mountain Coffee, not as statistically significant. So what news are your listeners interested in this morning?
Just asking them in the chat right now, so we'll wait to
hear
back.
Well, there's one. I mean, it was popping on some drug news here. ISIS Pharmaceuticals, IS.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good social media stock. That's always popping up on the. People are always talking about ISIS. Oh, ISIS has a nice pop. Yeah, so ISIS is 2.694 right now. So it was negative. It went negative. It went from negative to positive earlier this morning, and volume is exploding. Here's some interesting ones. So pre-market most advanced, ARUN, MVIS, MTSN, ISIS, QLIK are just interesting ones that are appearing with ISIS. Yeah, so that's a positive with exploding volume. That's a nice one.
Okay, and I'm don't have my glasses on here yet. Is that AER there coming from?
Joel, aging yourself.
I know,
AER, Violet Maker wants to know about AER, Alpha Ernie Roger.
No, I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything in AER. Not a lot, not mentions anything.
That's a thin one.
Yeah, I have never even heard of it. Let's see if we can pull up something for it here.
J-Dot's asking about RDS.B. The Royal Dutch Shell.
No, we don't cover that one. We don't cover that one.
What about what were you getting in Groupon? Did you say you were getting it? Because that thing, did you?
Well, let me look at.
Did you see the roller coaster action in that thing? It spiked up over $12 in the pre-market, and now I bet you're getting a positive reading on this. I bet you're getting
lots of noise. So we are getting a positive reading. Not actually, the sentiment on that one is moving lower. It's a lot of volatility right now. Wow.
Yeah.
So its sentiment currently is at 0.82, and it's volatile. There's a whole lot of uncertainty there.
Morganomics is playing the BP, the British Petroleum, kind of hanging on to the 50 calls here. I see you got
an ADR.
Yeah, it's an ADR. Do you got doing tracking?
No, not carrying it.
Okay. Do you not cover ADRs? Is that
well, we cover mostly the Russell 3000 plus other stocks that people are interested in, and you need to cover some of the bigger names, otherwise you don't get a whole lot of signal. So the stocks that people are actively trading. And so in the Russell 3000, we'll get metrics on about 2,100 of them on a given day. So most active stocks you get signals on, but if it's a micro cap, people won't really talk about it. And more importantly, when we clean the data and we're looking for the intentions of professional investors, they won't be commenting on some of these micro caps.
Because they're too small.
Yeah.
How about you got anything? I did a little blurb on Morgan Stanley yesterday, and that thing has really come off hard after earnings here, and it's come down basically to the lows of the move that it had back in February, sitting on all kinds of support here. Getting any kind of readings in Morgan?
Morgan Stanley is 1.572. Morgan Stanley is another good social media stock. So there's some comments on a good setup for Morgan Stanley today. A couple of them that are commenting on how Morgan Stanley is setting up positively today.
Okay. And what about this wild child Priceline?
Oh yeah.
Is that a good social media stock?
Back up to all-time highs too right now.
Yeah, it is. Priceline is a good. So there are stocks that you just notice that get really solid signals. Oh, Priceline's a nice one today. It's going statistically positive, and the longer-term sentiment's moving higher. That's a good one. 1.8, actually 2.763 right now. That's statistically significant positive on Priceline.
What about the pot stocks?
GWPH.
GWPH. We were looking at that one. DJ was looking. Boy, DJ's got a good feel for this market. He was looking to dip his toe into this thing yesterday, and it did have support. DJ, I don't know. We talked about playing that lower 54 area. I'm not sure what kind of heat you took on that because it went all the way down to 52 even and popped back up.
Hey, I'm sorry to jump in, but the latest tweet that just came in on Priceline, and this is a good account, Priceline not gapping up nearly as much as we expected, and buy the straddle doesn't bode well for it. This is an account that I happen to know is good. Just a piece of FYI.
Okay, TRN. You got anything on that?
TRN.
Did you mention that one?
Trinity.
Yeah.
Trinity.
Whoa.
3.877. Yeah, it's very positive today.
Wow,
Yeah,
this
that's really high.
Follow through again from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday's high 67, 62. So you're looking for that to maybe take that out and move higher.
Yeah.
and then let's see here. SWHC.
SWHC, Smith & Wesson. Okay. 1.5 positive today. 1.5. So it has a positive sentiment. In fact, not a lot of volume. Not a lot of volume on that one though. So that signal's a little suspect because there's just not a lot of activity on it. The last tweet that came in on Smith & Wesson was 22 minutes ago. So it's not a real active.
Okay, before we let you go here, we're getting the readings and everything, and I know that you're trading some of these signals here. I mean, you're not jumping in off the open on these, are you? You're just trying to.
No. The best way to do this is, and I think it was you guys that actually said this. This is a tool for your toolbox, so there's a statistically significant bias in these security prices, and when the market opens, you can go in and buy it if it looks reasonable. For example, I wouldn't step in and short a stock that's down $15 necessarily, or go step in and buy one that's gapping up $6. But the data is statistically significant. So stocks with high S scores, they move higher at a statistically significant level, and stocks with low sentiment scores, they move lower on aggregate. And so it's a very powerful tool in your tool chest. And our traders, our clients, and the subscribers to our Edge Report, they find that it's fantastic for helping them pick direction as well as option plays. Trading volatility, trading direction. It gives them a leg up on their competitors.
Okay, yeah, we talk about that a lot. Okay, last one here. This stock got destroyed. Well, actually, we got two more here.
They're starting popping here now.
Brent's popping in here. Rick, GDP got killed yesterday. 1180 low, pop up to close at 1228. Not sure what the news was on that yesterday here, but monster volume on the washout there. You getting any reading on that?
Yeah, it's negative. It's negative, and not significantly. It's moving 1.32 negative right now. So it's negative, but not significantly, and that was on our report yesterday. GDP was.
Got a question from the chat here, and I can kind of imagine how you're going to answer. But Ricky is asking, how can we be sure that people aren't trying to cheat the tweets? It's probably more to do with who you're following, right?
Yeah, so it's the number one concern in social media is spammers, scammers, and con artists. So there are a couple ways that we do that. First, we filter the accounts aggressively. So we look at how long they've been tweeting, what they tweet about, what is the consistency of the tweets. Are they people that typically start conversations, or are they commenting on conversations? The ones that started are typically more powerful. And when we see someone trying to game the system, we'll actually delete them. And then the second level is we actually look at the profiles of these people. So out of the entire Twitter universe, for the entire Twitter universe, we are following about 2.5 million. Not following, but those are people that are accredited in our system, and we're right now included in our metrics. There are about 50,000. Okay, so the people that we follow are not people that are gaming the system. These are the people that are making intelligent comments and putting positions out there, and their intentions are out there. And then the second thing we do is we actually filter the tweets as well. So you're getting a very cleaned, aggregated tweet. And really for the price of a newsletter, these guys are getting the opportunity to trade ahead of the market.
Okay. All right, Joe. Thanks a lot for coming on. We'll keep an eye on
you guys are great.
Yeah, these setups today. Thanks for coming on. Have a good weekend, and we'll speak to you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. Go USA.
Go Canada.
Oh, brutal.
You just throw that out.
Yeah, what are you
All
getting?
right, see you guys.
All right,
We're starting a war now. Thanks, Joe.
Bye-bye.